Hey Cougars, this is part 6 of 6 in this series. If you want to see more advanced stuff, go back to come back for the next series, which will cover keying, green screen effects, and a couple of other cool tidbits. In this series, we finished almost everything that we need to on there, just showing you all the different elements, as well as some of these more advanced features up in here. In the next series, I'll actually be talking about crop tools, and that gets a little more complicated, and keying, which is also related to that. So you have to be able to put clips on top of clips to do that. For this last video, part 6, all I want to do is try to make sure that we can finish up a video and add some music to it and make sure that everything looks like a finished video. We also want to do the ending correct. So to do that, I'm going to get rid of my crop tool, get rid of that. Just by clicking on it, it'll go away. So in this video, I want to make sure that I treat this like its own video. I'll do a little title on it real quick, do some music, and then we should be good to go. So to do that, let's go over here to the top part. Here's our music, and in a previous video I talked about if you type in long, it'll give you some kind of cool music that you can use. Not quite what I want. Sometimes it's hard to find what you want, but let's check it out. That'll work. Let's do that. And so I'm going to take this and drag it down. You'll notice that it's longer than the clip that I have, which is fine. I said I'm going to basically treat this like its own clip, so one of the things I'm going to do is come back over here, and I'm just going to get rid of everything else. We're just going to work with basketball, which is kind of cool. When I started this series, we didn't even have this footage, so I couldn't start off with that. And in order to do that, what I'd like to do is just make a copy of this. So I'm going to right-click on this one. I'm going to duplicate the project. The project, remember, is down here. So I'm going to take the new one. I'm going to call it something else. I'm just going to call it Basketball 2019. Now I have a basketball one, which means I don't need any of this stuff. I'm going to get rid of this. Let's get rid of all this Project Lead the Way footage real quick. I'm going to hold down Shift, click on it, and get rid of all that. And now we have a really cool intro with probably the wrong title, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to take my song, put it all the way to the beginning. I'm going to take my other stuff and kind of take my title. I'm going to shorten it a little bit. Take this down, move this over. And now let's see what we got, see how long that is. Not very exciting, I know. That's a good place to start though, right there. So timing is everything. When I find the part that I want, which is right here, right there. So I want to shorten this so that I can get to that part quick at the right point. Or actually, you know what I can do is just blade it. I'm going to come to right there, blade this, take this and get rid of it. The rest of that's still there. I'm going to take the basketball and put it over here. And I would like something a little bit more dynamic for my titles, so I might come over here to titles real quick. And let's see if we've got something more. Oh, dramatic. That works. I'm going to take this and put it right on top of it. Oops. Said I was going to put it right on top of it, and then it didn't do it. I'll put it right there. Trying to decide where I want to put this, and this is a lot of what you guys do. I'm just doing it in real time. That looks nice. Only problem I've got is that's a basic title. Let's get rid of it. Let's take the dramatic title. I'm going to push that to the beginning. And I'm probably not going to need to use all of this. If I double click on it, it goes into edit mode, and my title is basketball. I'm not sure if I want that in all caps or not. Let's go change the font to what we want it to be, and then we'll see. I'm going to go over here to the same font that we had because I like that one. Remember to outline, otherwise you won't see it. Take the width. We've already got our school colors on there, so I think we're in good shape. If you want to change the face of it so that it matches more, we can throw some yellow in there. And then it really looks like it's our video. It looks like our school colors. I find it hard to get absolute yellow sometimes, or to get the brightest yellow that I want. You can see how close it is to red. You just gotta play with it. Make sure you don't get green. I think right about there is where I want. Let's see what that looks like. See if that's dramatic enough. Ooh, look at that. So I'm going to use the rest of these titles to give us a little bit of a detail. This is 2019. And then if you hit the arrows, you can go to next. And this is, let's put down league finals, even though it really wasn't. I was kind of determining that. So if I move this up and down and left and right, I can see the guides will tell me where it's centered. There it is. And let's see how that looks. Oh, only problem is that we have to go back and put that outline on everything. It does carries the color forward to the rest of them, but we need that outline as well. Otherwise, it's not going to show up. There we go. And if I just move forward, there's the last one. And the reason it does that is because it doesn't know if you actually want it on everything. I almost wish it did it by default. That would be easier, but there we go. Okay. Now let's see it. Do you like the people screaming at the end? Maybe I'll leave that in there. Let's go over here to transitions, and the last thing we're going to do is we're going to fade out. You go to fade to color, and the fade to color actually does whatever color you want, but by default it's black. So that's our fade to black. He will run off screen. The only thing I have to do is trim the music. And then, let me zoom in so you can see this a little bit. This is going to be really tough. And I could have put a title at the end or something else if I wanted to, but I'm just trying to give you guys an example. This is going to be difficult to see, so I'm going to try to zoom in on this and see if it'll show up. It's not letting me zoom in. I'm going to have to try to do this a different way in another video maybe. So down here at the end of your music, there is something that looks kind of like an upside down guitar pick. It's not the easiest thing to see. And there are a lot of tiny little tools. You can see that my cursor goes from being the end bracket. If I scroll up, it turns into just 2 arrows. See that? That's where I'm clicking and dragging over. There it goes. Now you can kind of see it. It looks like an upside down guitar pick with a line through it. And this is my fade out. So if I want my music to fade out, which I almost always do, this is what it's going to look like. And then it's kind of a quick fade out. If I want, I can make it even longer, have it start over here. If I zoom out, you can kind of see that's my whole video. And that's how we end a video. Thanks so much for watching. In my next series, I'll try to touch more on titles and all the different things you can do with them, as well as this tool here, the transform, crop, and distort. And under those, you can actually do layers and keyframes and also green screen, which is what we want to do in 7th grade. So stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, MrYork.org if you guys have any more questions. Have a good day.